Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mario, and I would like to welcome you into Random Select. Mr. Podcast is all about thought-provoking talk, and today we're going to talk about how we should retrain ourselves to think better, to think about things that should affect our lives better. Instead of worrying about the small trivia stuff, we hold on to things that shouldn't even affect our lives or be significant to our lives whatsoever. All that coming up right now.
Are you listening? Damn. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Uh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This whole conversation was just spurred upon by me taking my son to the bus stop. And one of my neighbors came out and said good morning. And without thinking, I said good morning. They said, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing fine." And you? And without thinking, they said, "I'm doing fine." But a part of me really got to thinking and saying, why do we play this game every morning? Why do we do what we do? We have been taught and conditioned to be nice and courteous, every time someone speaks and we speak back because it's part of what we do. It's part of our nature. It's part of what has become ingrained in us. So I started thinking, do people really care how your morning is going? Do people really care if you're fine? Because do they have the ability to change, your situation? And some people do, and some people are good religious people, and could probably help you out. But I got to thinking, what if someone really answered your question and said, when you ask good morning, and they say, what's so good about it? And you say, okay, how you doing? How's your day going? Are you fine? No, I'm not fine. Would you really be prepared to answer the question? I mean, would you really be prepared to handle, handle what they had to say to you? What if he said, I just got paid and I paid all my bills and now I have only $100 left in my account? Coming home last night, my tire caught a flat and they told me it couldn't be repaired. I had to buy a new tire. Got to spend money, which I don't have. And right before I came out this morning, my son decided he needed the money for a field trip to go on to school. I ain't really got that. My kid called me from college and said that she need more money for her books. And then on top of that, as I was shaving this morning, I found a condom wrapper in our bathroom. So no, today is not fine. Would you be prepared if someone dropped all of that on you? Because deep down inside, past the point of where you say, I couldn't do anything to change any of this anyway. If you go just a little bit deeper past that point, and you'll find a little dark corner, a little closet, right? You'll open up that closet and find a closet full of I really don't give a fuck. And that's the God honest truth. Deep down inside, most of us really don't give a fuck if their morning is going good. Really don't give a fuck if their day is fine. Because inherently we've just doing this as routine, as part of what we do. Think about how many times that someone has said good morning to you and how you doing, but said it as they're going. They don't even look and throw their hands up. Oh, I'm making it. Oh, I'll survive, but keep going. But we'll worry about if people don't speak to us. We'll care if people don't speak to us. They did a report saying that 85% of the time when people say good morning, ask you how you're doing, and you say fine or I'll make it, I'm doing okay. 85% of the time we're lying. That's just not no particular person. That's all people. That includes religious people, Christians, Buddhists, Baptists, Muslims, everybody. 85% of the time you're lying. So now you'll go upstairs and you'll tell your friends at where you work that Dunn downstairs at the front desk, he got the nerve that don't speak to me, so I don't deal with Dunn. And we hold on to stuff like this. Why does it matter if Dunn speaks to you now? Why do you give a fuck if Dunn speaks to you? That has no bearing, no feasible outcome on your life. Focus on things that you know you should do. Focus on things that you should be trying to obtain. We'll tell people, they'll ask you, say, Dunn seems like a cool person. Oh, well, I don't really mess with Dunn because he don't speak to people. Once again, why do you care? When you go off home to your life, you go home to your life, Dunn go home to his life, and that's that. But we care. Now, The same energy you put into that is the same energy you should be putting into you. You have your employer come to you and say, hey, we like you as a good worker. You're on time, you do the job, you do everything we ask. You are the ultimate team player, except for the one thing we're asking you to do is to go back to school and get your associate's degree, because in order for us to promote you, to give you that job requires that you have an associate's degree. But you won't do that because you'll say, oh, they're not going to work me to death, or things like they barely, I'm gonna do all that for $1 raise. They can even tell you that they're gonna pay for the school and pay for the tuition. You still won't go. But then again, you'll watch other people come in the company and pass you, and the first thing you'll say is, I could do the job better than her. Hell, I trained her. And hell, you did train her. You trained her to go right past your ass. So I don't get why we so focused on if people speak to us. Why? Why does that have such a bearing on your life? And the point I'm making to all of this, all the stuff that we should hold in high regard, we don't. We hold things that shouldn't matter, that shouldn't even give a fuck up in your life, have no bearing whatsoever in your life. We keep it up here. We keep all the things, whether somebody else is doing good, whether somebody else's kids is doing good. We keep all that stuff up here, all the trivial stuff. Reality shows, what's going on with that? We feel we got a Facebook and they tweet it out. We keep all that stuff up here. But all the stuff that should matter to you, all the stuff that should have real impact on your life to help you go further, we keep down low. All the things that directly attributed to you getting somewhere, you doing something, we keep low. Why is that? Why can't we retrain ourselves to worry about the things that directly contribute to you getting your family together, you getting your life together, you surviving, right? But you'll still be worried about what done at the front desk don't fucking speak to you. Why? And here's the kicker, they don't even work at the front desk no more. They are moved up. You're still in that same old position. Everybody know that you know your job through and through. Everybody know that you shouldn't be there. But everybody behind your back is saying, girl, can you believe she's been here 10 years and she's still at an entry-level position? She should be running the place by now. You think you should be running the place by now, but because of the way you think, your mentality is, you think because, oh, I don't want to be a supervisor, they'll work you to death. It's too much politics. Have you ever thought about if you became the supervisor, some of the politics maybe you could cut out if you truly felt that way? But as long as you down there in the entry level and you thinking entry level thoughts, that's the way it's always going to be. So let's stop worrying about if people speak to us or not. And I'm not saying you shouldn't speak to people. I'm not saying when people ask you to say good morning, you shouldn't say good morning back. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's not worry about if they don't speak to you. Because I don't have a problem with that. Nothing wrong with you saying good morning. Nothing wrong with you saying your life is fine. But like the studies say, 85% of the time, you are lying. 85% of the time, you are lying. So now you're mad because a person won't speak to you. You're mad because a person won't make you lie to them. 85% of the time, you mad that this person won't speak to you to make you lie and say you're having a good morning, make you say that you're doing fine. Well, most of the time when people ask us that, how are you doing today? And you say fine, most of us are dying on the inside. But we feel this need to put on airs, and we feel this need to not let people know what's really going on with us. And a lot of us are feeling all these insecurities, all these self-confident issues because we feel ashamed. We're watching people go past us, and it makes us depressed because we don't either know how the drive or the desire or the ability to keep ourselves going or to get to where we need. So we start to feel ashamed, and then that shame start to turn into hate. Then we start hating on other people who trying to go where they need to go. And you don't realize by you hating on some people, you becoming their motivation. By you not doing anything, and you decide you're going to turn that not doing anything, that ashamed and that depression and all that stuff, where you feeling all these insecurities by you not doing anything, and you start hating on them, you become their motivation. You need to find a way to hate on yourself so you can become your own motivation so you can get to where you're going. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to say good morning. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that when people ask you how you doing, you could say fine. I'm just saying sometimes be honest. Say, it's okay morning. Say, I'm not doing fine right now, but I'm working toward it, and one day I will be fine. So I'm not saying it's wrong to say that, but what I am saying, it is wrong to feel that it's not okay and not do anything about it. Because once you start accepting not feeling right, not feeling good, not moving forward, then you got some issues in your life. You got some things you really need to work out. You got some things that you really need to look in the mirror and say to yourself, why can't I go forward? Because let's face it, if you're not going forward, you might as well be walking backward, because everybody that's passing you is going to seem like you're going backwards. So let's stop giving a fuck whether people say good morning to us and take that same energy and focus on you. All right? That's all I got to say about that. All right, y'all. Thank you for letting me put this out again. I'm just saying whatever. I'm just saying that as people, we got to retrain ourselves to stop worrying about the little things. Stop focusing about insignificant things that don't impact your life one way or the other. Focus on the things that impact your life dramatically, that it will drastically and affect your life in the direction that it goes in, the direction that your family go in. If you've been somewhere too long and you become stagnant, do something about it. Do something about it. And try to help somebody else along the way, and maybe somebody will help you. So that's all I really got to say about that. I want to thank you guys for letting me ramble, and even if you did let me ramble, thank you for listening. Thank you for attempting to listen. Please share, guys. You can find the Random Select podcast everywhere that there's podcasts. You can find us on iTunes, everywhere, Facebook Live, YouTube, all the traditional places that you find media and all that stuff. Y'all know it all. You can go to the website, therandomselect.com. All right. With that being said, the Random Select is out.